allow the two children to attend the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi number 1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi number 1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary Nayibi number 1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary Nayibi number 1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary Nayibi number 1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi number 1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary Nayibi number 1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi number 1. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Nayibi number 1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Nayibi number 1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Mayegun diary Nayibi number 1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi number 1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní sọ́ra ijó ìgbádìyẹ àníyẹ sọ́ra pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o àníyẹ sọ́ra.
Today, hello there, brethren. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun Live. Thank you very much for joining me. Please, brethren, read beyond the caption of this broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast. Like it. Share it. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them all that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. So tonight, we are starting with the latest sort of like ego massaging national broadcast, or what can we call it? Because that's what I target as. Coming from Wike, who called journalists to his house in Abuja and expected them to ask him series of questions, including the ones that affect his political enemies. So in the latest outburst of Wike, he kind of like spoke about a lot of things. So the highlight of that conversation is the part where he said he is not happy. He said he is not happy because of the Tinubu's arrangement for Fubara. According to Wike, his intention is to remove Fubara once and for all. But Tinubu's intervention, according to him, like for the sake of the state, saved Fubara. Then he speaks on other stuff, including the coalition talk, the Atifu's factor, PDP governors, as well as Peter Obi, the one he called social media candidates, and why he opted for Tinubu than Peter Obi in 2023. Now, this chat has been generating reactions, but for those of you who have not really listened to it, that is why we are starting from that this evening. So as you are joining us, please share the broadcast, okay? Tag whoever you think should possibly come and listen, and then leave the rest, right, to me. So let's go to Abuja, where Wike, the Lord, granted this interview.
Mohammed, you want me to tell you the truth?
I'm listening.
As a politician, I'm not happy. I wanted outright removal of the governor. As a politician, I'm not happy. But for the interest of the state, the president did the right thing.
As a lawyer?
No, I'm coming. I'm coming. Already the matter is in court. But people must say the truth. The governor was gone. He was gone. Yes, he was gone. So when people say, President, I say, look, if that's where they should be worshiping, they should be worshiping Mr. President. Every morning go to President, can we wash your feet for serving us? How? Mind you, Supreme Court has said no money can go to local government when it's not democratically elected. Mind you, Supreme Court has said nobody will go to the state without appropriation. In that situation, there was crisis. All institutions will be shut down. Health will be crisis. Education will be crisis. It is not in my place to make it good for the governor.
What about your state?
And that's what I'm saying as a politician. It is not in my place to make the governor to be happy. It's not me. My business is not to make him comfortable. And that's what there's power play.
It's part of the role you play.
Now, the point I'm trying to make, Mr. President came in and saved the situation, saved Rivers people of that calamity, of that anarchy.
Oh, so you know it was going to cause calamity if the governor was impeached?
What calamity? That the governor is removed? Was it a coup? The Constitution provides that if there's an infraction of the Constitution, that you can be impeached. I don't know people who are working towards today for the president not to go back for second term. Is it a crime? If they had their way to impeach Mr. President in National Assembly, would they do it? You think that they are comfortable to stop to 2 years? Who told you that? I never told anybody that I'm a pastor or a imam. It's a power gate. But any people must face the reality. The governor cannot think that, this and that, if governor is removed, this will happen. What will happen?
Yes, but I've asked you
so
that.
The point I'm making is that President saved the situation. And that's what they don't understand when Attorney General say that they should even thank Mr. President for serving them.
A lot of people have accused Mr. President as bias, saying that you would have been suspended.
Suspended for doing
yes,
what?
That you have been suspended
one
as a
leg
minister.
of the problem. Also, one leg of the problem.
Listen now, one of listening. What's the problem? I don't know what's the problem for president.
I instigated.
Hold on. Are you not hearing coalition? What's the essence of coalition? To make sure the president does not return. I don't make him president to sleep every day. Has anybody killed anybody? Is president finding his heart to say, he doesn't want to be now. He's also working by delivering the dividend of democracy to the best of his ability. He's not going to sleep. Mr. President has a good relationship with the National Assembly. For Christ's sake.
Yes,
okay,
hold on. You see, I have told you here, governance is not about awarding contracts. It's not only about awarding contracts. Governance is not only about inspecting project, commissioning project. Your capacity, ability to navigate is key. If as a governor, you have crisis, you don't know how to navigate, to put your people in check to make sure you are calm, your governor is going through. I suffered it. The powers that be at the national level didn't want me to survive. Did I go to church to cry? Did I go to mosque to cry? I came back. I sat down. I said, listen, we have problem. How do we do? We have to navigate this. How do I navigate it?
Okay, all right.
Let me finish. So that give people the opportunity to hear from us. So this attitude of the governor, if it's removed of the crisis, the Constitution provided for it.
But,
and therefore, you must also be careful. The kind of infraction. Look at what Supreme Court said. Am I the one? That you are ruling as a despot. Mohamed, do you want me to tell you?
With a Wike. That is his mind. It doesn't matter how or why the governor is removed. That's a Fubara. His intention was to get him removed, impeached, especially immediately the Supreme Court said those 27 House of Assembly members, they didn't defect, and then blamed the governor, Fubara, right, for violating the Constitution. So that was just, that was all they needed, the foundation they needed. So that's what the Wike is saying. So he would have been removed because that's what he wanted. So people should be grateful to Tinubu for not letting the House of Assembly remove him. Because to Wike, nothing would have happened. They said, oh, he removed him because he wanted to prevent any form of violence. He said, no, nothing would have happened. You know? But that's how powerful he is, or how powerful he thinks he is. You know? So for Wike, it is a battle for his own political survival. He is there. How they've schemed about your 2027. And River State is missing. So it is right now or never. From his, from his own mouth, Wike said, government is not just about a project. You have to make sure you put your people inside, and, So sharing of the office or the government spoils, right? Disagreement in sharing is what led to all of this. But Wike is so lucky though, he is so lucky enough that whatever it is that Tinubu really, really sees in his criminal role, right? Must be more than what some of us are aware of. Just out of a little bit of digression. Then the same with Wike, who is also a PDP member, right? In that same conversation, said, you see, the issue of coalition, according to him, is like people deceiving themselves, but at the same time, right, convincing themselves that they are doing the right thing. That is his words, right? He said, their coalition is not clear because they cannot agree on who is going to be candidate or not candidate, right? So then he went on to denigrate the same PDP, which he is a member, okay? So to denigrate it by saying that people destroying people have no capacity of removing the Akpa, people say Congress, the APC, Then he went on. Meanwhile, this particular, I had to kind of like combine both here, right? So there's a part of this video I'm about to play for you right now where he, where he added that part of the NBA. It is scandalous. It is even so ridiculous, right? That River State wanted to host the Nigerian Bar Association National Convention, all right? And 300 million naira was paid upfront to NBA. Like, I don't understand. Like, is it like, do you get to win some sort of endorsement or whatever it is for hosting? I don't know what benefit it is for River State. So Wike latched on that too. Now, if you listen, just pay attention to the question is being asked, his answers, and how many times he had to go off rail. Like, it was so obvious at a point, right? Mokwe had to be like, no, that's not related. That's what you're talking about is not related to what we said. No, as usual, right? So for those who watched the conversation, it continues to, give credence to people's, or should I say the rumor that it is whenever he gets so drunk, or he practically gets drunk for 20 hours out of 24 hours in a day. Now you're going to see it. Now let's go listen. A quick one.
On the other part of those who are looking for very selfish interests, the likes of Atiku and all other people, which can coalition with who? Why not come into the Paya party? Everybody wants to be president of the country. Nobody wants to say, look, let me build our party. So that at the end of the day, our party will be in a formidable position as an opposition party to take over power. You don't do that. Only what you want is, let me find a way how I will be the one. If that does not happen, to attempt all Israel. And You made the mistake yesterday. You want to repeat the mistake today. Tomorrow you make the same mistake. And then you come out to say, we were rigged out. Who rigged you out? You have already rigged yourself about causing crisis. And this is what I've always said. But because people are not sincere to themselves. And people like me will not accept that. So the issue of coalition on these other people, they are not sincere. The issue of want to be alone, you are also not sincere. Because you have not shown that you want to be alone. You have not shown the serious way that you want cohesion.
So clearly you're going to give them problems, aren't you?
I'm not giving problems, you are creating problems. And I said don't create problems.
No, you said it happened previously. Nobody raised an issue with it. Meaning that you will raise an issue with this one.
No, somebody like me now to come and trample upon my right. No, you don't do that.
Your Excellency.
I'm a minister of FCT.
Your Excellency.
I'm not just about any minister.
Your Excellency.
I'm a minister of FCT. And you must understand that. There's nothing any governor can do. I cannot as a minister of FCT. Nothing. Nothing.
You have painted a very
as a 37 governor of the I'm not
situation.
I have that capacity.
Your Excellency, you have painted a very bleak picture of the situation in the PDP. Do we say that as of today, the PDP is not ready for the 2027 general election?
They are not ready. It's very obvious. You see, I have told you, I had an examination. I'm going to class to read. Indeed, am I reading? Am I studying? You don't need to deceive anybody that you know you are not reading. You are only trying to ensure that people know that you have carried your back to class. So I'm seeing my colleagues in the going to prep. Let me go out. You reach there. You are doing nothing. Then you say, but I want to study now. You know yourself. So people cannot say for sure. I have said it's not even a question of whether you like me. It's not about whether you like me. You don't need, like I've said this. You don't need to like me. What I'm saying, is it correct? What I'm saying, is it what will help the party? All this struggle, power struggle, cannot help us.
A lot of people say since you lost that primary election and you were not nominated as a vice presidential candidate, you've been beaten.
Oh,
everything you've done is to pull the people party down.
Hold on. Listen. You took a decision that suits you. I took a decision that suits me. You suffer for a decision. I'm enjoying the decision I took. So that's why I said, when you continue to have this, it's a problem. Am I the one now who's saying that you will not obey the Supreme Court judgment?
Yes, sir.
But I said, look, you that want to go to service man, you see, when people take advantage, the National Secretary went to run for governorship. The party constitution did say you should resign. It's a lacuna. The man capitalized on that. He went and came back there, I'm still a secretary. There's nowhere it says I should resign. Yes, you have to have morality. Should you have gone without resigning? What's the business? On that basis, I like it. So now you said MBA. It's unfortunate. How would MBA say it's uncomfortable when you collect that gift?
No, they're not connected. They're
hold on.
Yes.
That's why I tell people, when the board of ventures came to see me, he was here. And I told them, what is it? When Justice Nephew gave judgment about local government, NBA came out and condemned the judgment of Justice Nephew without reading the judgment.
They made comments without reading a judgment?
Yes, which has never happened, yes. Now, the president declares of emergency. He says, oh, it's not correct. Now, until everybody now knew why you are doing what you are doing, that mistake give you a gift of 300 million naira. A gift that was not appropriated. There was no appropriation. You took MPA. You took 300 million naira and said it's a gift.
They solicited for help, and you are a member of the NBA. And you have supported the NBA yourself.
So hold on. In my budget, I put grant. In my budget, I put grant. And I like by law. It has been appropriated. In this case, there was no appropriation. And for NBA to take an illegal gift, assuming that this didn't come up now, do you know that they took gifts?
Are you suggesting that the stance of the NBA was influenced
of course
by the gift that they had received?
Are you not aware? Everybody has seen it.
No, they're two separate things.
No, they are not two. Let me tell you. And I can tell you how the money came about. It came to Somalia, senior advocate of Nigeria, who is close to the chairman of NBA. That's why they offered NBA that they are going to host the Amazon conference in Port Harcourt.
Will you support the NBA to return the 300 million naira?
What do you mean by support?
It's being a member. Because a lot of people are saying they should return the money. They are saying
you are only a gift.
You don't return
the gift to who?
To the NBA. You are a member.
There's some gift that will kill you. Okay. This gift, let me tell you, this gift is too bad. Let me tell you, see, that's why you have to be careful in certain things you do. Look at what happened.
Nuisance, Lele.
Meanwhile, just so you understand, whenever you see somebody like Wike, all right, in this sort of like political, position, as it is, being, as he himself is posturing, okay, like, this powerful position and all of that stuff. It is just to give you the real description of the degenerates who are in charge of that contraption. Do you understand? So if you feel so kind of like irritated just watching that, like you're so like, come on, get him off. You know what I mean? That's exactly the poster boy or a textbook description of the degenerates in charge of the contraption, starting with Kolu and everyone around him, right? So with Wike, who is a PDP member, and of course, there's no point in repeating the story that led to all of this. And then we shouldn't also ignore the fact that Tinubu, in his political permutation, with Wike will do the job of internally crippling or incapacitating PDP and any other political party that all of them have any connection to, because it's important for them to keep destabilizing. And who are they appealing to? They are appealing to the greed of those who are supposed to be the opposition, in quote, right, representing the voice of the people, right, against the ruling party. But that's not the case. Now, when the Wike went on, right, again, by the way, that part where they gave NBA 300 million naira, a state governor, a state government, gave an organization, Lawyers Association, 300 million naira. And the state was also going to host the annual convention for them. Like, what the hell, man? That's a huge kind of corruption there, right? That's not a gift. That's people's money. That's one thing about these Nigeria criminals, okay? You will see them, they go everywhere. The moment they host, they hold any office, right? The resources pertaining to that office automatically becomes their personal piggy bank or their family piggy bank. Yeah, if you are a governor, all the resources of the states, right, is kind of like indirectly belongs to you and your family. There's an unwritten law in that regard. Sure you get. You know? So one governor will just sign 100 million, 200 million. From where? Like, who are you? I mean, is that not so easy? If I want to steal money, if I am your governor and I want to steal money, I can just be doing charity with the money. Yeah? We want to build Ilekeu, 500 million naira. Oh, yeah. Do you think, I don't know why I use Ilekeu? Do you know how many northern state governors who are publishing, building new mosques as part of their developmental projects? New mosques, Ilekeu, new ones. And then you'll be seeing billions and billions and billions of naira expended. Just start doing charity, you know. Every group, everybody, you announce, 300 million, you raise the check of 100 million or 200 million, somebody else cash the remaining, you know, like. Anyway, where the Wike then went on, okay, to when it got, I think this will be like 1 millionth time that they have been asking him this question about why he did not support Obi or this or that. So his response seems to be the same, just a little bit extra this time. When Wike said, Peter Obi, I couldn't mention his name, but yeah, the question was about Peter Obi, right? So in 2023, why didn't you support like Peter Obi? And he said that Peter Obi is a social media candidate. One of the journalists just chipped in and said, but he got over 6 million votes. That was probably when the, when the gin, I've been at the whiskey, kicked in. No. The thing is, they do social media candidates. He said it, listen.
Let's just look at your...
Why do you support Peter Obi?
No, he has no chance to win the election.
Okay,
I don't go to where, you see, people like this kind of social media candidates. I don't do social media candidates. I see that as a politician.
You won this Abuja.
But he got 6 million votes.
I said, I see that as a politician. And I analyze the candidate who is likely to win. In politics, it's not always the right that, oh, this is the best candidate. No. You see, Nigerians today, and their politics, so many factors come in. And I have always told people this. Whether it is correct or not, it's a different thing. Okay? Look at Tinubu one. Mind you, whether APC likes it or not, it was very, very turbulent for Tinubu to have scaled through that election. His own party administration, you could see, people don't want to speak the truth. Before that election, putting things that would have made him to fail the election woefully. The fuel crisis, the Naira issue, it was terrible. No party in government would at that time bring such policy when you know you are running an election. But everything was done and he survived it.
Honorable Minister.
He survived it. So that's how you will know that there are people, first of all, God is on their side. Two, they also know this game. He must give it to them.
Honorable Minister.
Let's just look at your...
Why do you support Peter Obi?
No, he has no chance to win the election.
Okay,
I don't go to where, you see, people like this kind of...
As we're Wike, and as more reactions keep pouring in, his best friend, right, Paulishe, the former governor of Ekiti, has this to say. He calls him a bulldozer or so on what is going on.
What Minister Wike said today, is he right?
Well, Sheung, once again, thank you for having me. And to Nigerians, happy Easter. We'll pray for the blessings of Easter to be for all of us. Again, you know, my name is Ayo Farashi, and my duty at this stage of my life is to be able to do or say what is right. God has helped me to make the necessary impact. So I must be a statesman that is equitable, just, and say it as it is, without deceiving anybody. I am not going to watch brief for the governors, neither will I watch brief for Governor Wike. It's in this current state that we have found ourselves. Truth be told, the situation in the party is unfortunate, regrettable, because these problems didn't start today. In Ekiti, we used to say something. Ojuju, that is, an injury sustained today cannot heal today. We have a backlog of issues. The party till today has not called for any reconciliation, fence mending, bringing people together, try your best. It is to your turn to host Israel. Everybody doing their thing, power for power, strength for strength. And the ones they can match, they match them. Keep going. You know, when you fall in Mecca, may God save your life. Everybody is defending their tea, their cup, and their position. And when you use one broom to sweep, you catch no impact. But when you use the whole broom to sweep, you get the impact. It is not a denying fact that all is not well with the PDP. All is not well. And except a miracle that can bring this party to the dreamed destination. It's a dream. Sometimes you sleep, you may not wake up. So it's a dream that may not happen if care is not taken. It has affected the party even within the National Working Committee. Show me the peace. Show me the command. Show me where directives are coming from. Nowhere. This has never happened before. But I'm not here to spread blames, because the buck stops at the desk of the working committee. The buck stops at their desk. That is why the party is separated from the executive. And why the party is so separated is to allow everybody to have a level playing ground. But when there is no party, then there's no space for anybody. I was a governor, and I gave my best. I never decamped. Even when it was fierce, it wasn't going easy with me. I faced the government of the day. It was not easy. There are, like you asked a question, there are various associations, I say it again, association created to be able to have a voice in the party. One of them is Ministers Association, Ministers Forum. Another one is a forum where former governors meet and take far-reaching decisions and be able to influence it in the party. So, without deceiving myself, I belong to the Association of Former Governors. Everybody that is governor today, you will leave the seat and come to join us. Then let me remind Nigerians and say it very clearly. That association is not known to our constitution. Ministers Forum, Governors Forum, that has nothing to do, and with all due respect to all sitting governors. We have powers as governors. We have strength as governors. But it is obvious that there's very little you can do. The voices belongs to the party, the leadership of the party. That is where the powers comes from, and they are guided.
Boring. I know. I just thought I could just patch that in. Anyway, that's Faulishe of Ekiti. a very good friend of Wike. PDP, yeah. PDP governors recently came out and said that they would not be part of any coalition against Tinubu. Rather, they will go it alone. And the guy that lead the charge is Bala Muhammad from Bauchi. Atiku responded by saying the coalition ship has already sort of like sailed. So whoever likes should join now or never. Here is what somebody had to say. Oh, hang on. First, that of the PDP governors. One of them is it just one? Well, the Umo guy from Akwa Ibom has started the campaign for Tinubu. He's a PDP guy, right? And recently, he came out to say he would be standing behind Tinubu, which means it doesn't really matter who is the candidate of his party. Some are saying that he's planning to go and join them. So when Wike said they were not ready to challenge Tinubu, that may be true, at least for now. But what about the coalition? Maybe he's also right on that, right? We don't know yet. But a governor in PDP already started the 2027 campaign for Tinubu. He's Umo, something like that, from Akwa Ibom.
And in the same token, me, I don't know how to speak from two sides of the mouth. The other day I said I was going to support Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. People say, why do I say so? In the night, they go there and go and tell the Baba who will support you. In the afternoon, they do another thing. Me, I'm supporting Baba Bola Ahmed Tinubu for second term. When the time comes, I will tell you the reason. The time has not come yet. When I tell you the reason, you will know. But let me keep it first. There's no point lying to yourself. I will tell you the reason when the time comes. And you will see with me why we should support him so that he can complete what he has started. You will see what he is doing for our state. And you will know why we should not go elsewhere. So if you want another support, wait. When he finishes, we will now support another person. Akwa Ibom does not know how to flip-flop. That does not stop me from being a member of my party. I'm entitled to my own opinion. That's number two. Number three, the Senate President have told me in many fora, it has been confirmed today by the vote that has been moved, and our mother has also spoken, that they will support Pastor Omweno for a second term. So if you take your own, I take my own. You fall for me, I fall for you. Now play, no be fight. If you fall for me, I fall for you. Now wait till it be. Now play, no be fight. And in the same token,
I think na statistic we go chop. A lie with arithmetic that no Indian can solve it. That transmission line is a super highway. For generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn.
So that's a PDP governor, and He doesn't even have to tell anyone, anyone why. Everybody knows why. So from what we already gathered, now this one is real, but it's just going to take time before everything will fall into a single place. Tinubu will change Mahmoud Yakubu with a Yoruba person. Right. Maybe not specific, so they will change him. All right. And then some of the supposed opposition state, like, governors. So far, they said there are about 7 of them who have already, because they needed their own second term. Those who are also opting out, they are also trying to negotiate a soft landing for themselves. At least I can walk free if I work for you, sir. And they are supposed to actually be opposition. All right. So the rest is just the usual. Get as many corn as possible. Spread it for the hungry chicken in that place, and the angry politicians will continue to pretend that they have any form of hope to give to you, well, to save you from Tinubu. Here is what one of the APC, Egbeke's stalwarts, had to say. To him, he believes that they failed the people, no doubt. But those who are trying to claim that they will do better, they are not. So he's practically just asking for a revolution, though, right? But not directly. Here is his own position.
Well, I think it's very subjective. So if Madam Nasru said that President Tinubu is the most corrupt, or the APC government is the worst government, when did he realize this? Is it because he is not a minister today? I mean, this was the same gentleman, I said, this was the same gentleman who rallied around for President Tinubu, candidate Tinubu first, who insulted all northern leaders for President Tinubu. Professor Ango Abdullahi, who signed the certificate of RFI from the university as the leader of the Northern Elders Forum, he insulted him, calling all the northern leaders who are the elders, that he is an elder, 62-year-old man, and that whether anybody likes it or not, Tinubu must be elected. Now, God in his infinite mercy answered that prayer and call from RFI. Now he was promised to be a minister. He didn't become a minister. So I want, this is an elitist thing. I want you to understand, all the members of public to know that it is about us elites. When the elites lose out, they start screaming. Because if Nasru were made a minister, today he would have probably been at the forefront of insulting people. But he lost out, and he cannot see it as an act of God. The same party that made you governor for 8 years, all of a sudden, because you're out of it now, out of governance, you start insulting people and so on, bringing divisiveness into this country, talking about North. It is not nice. This is the same northerner who said that whether the northerners like it or not, it must be Tinubu. Now it's Tinubu. So what are we talking about? So I want the general public to understand that elites, political elites in this country, we are one and the same, and most of us are dishonest. Most of us are disgruntled if we are not part of the government. I keep saying, Mr. Abati, probably our paths have crossed somewhere. And I'm sure in the public's face, you must have seen my face before. I was in the House of Reps between 2007, 2003, 2007. From that time till date, I had not been in government. I am one of the pillars of President Muhammadu Buhari from inception, when Nasru El-Rufai was in PDP, minister in PDP, who called Muhammadu Buhari all sorts of names, who called Muhammadu Buhari that he did not know the difference between Apple computer and Apple to fruit. The same person, who joined us, and then now when things are not going on, well with him. He's coming out to say all these kind of things. I want the public, that's why I want the people to start seeing us in what we are. I didn't get any government position. I never ever stopped defending the government of President Muhammadu Buhari. And I will never stop defending the government of Bola Tinubu. There are challenges, of course. Whether we said that everything is going on in this country fine, no. There are a lot of challenges in this country as of today. But whether the government is doing anything deliberate to bring suffering to the people of this country, no. And Tinubu decided to bring some reforms. And anywhere you bring reforms, there will be challenges, there will be difficulties. So, and we keep asking for patience, just the way we ask for patience, when Muhammadu Buhari...
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
So that we don't mix it up. Of course, we'll deal with the message. And of course, we can also deal with the messenger. We know the same way they leave messenger and deal with the message. He's he's one of the CPC members, I think. Yeah, CPC, they're called. CPC that merged with ACN, right? New PDP, APGA, and one more to form the APC, Ebekebe, right? So, he just wants all of us to know that, yeah, you are suffering, yeah, you are going through a lot, of course, but you know what? It's just us, the elite, doing it, okay? So then what should we do? No, all these other elites that are coming to say they want to help you to chase these ones out, they are lying to you. We are all the same, so everybody should just kind of like do nothing or do something. And if it's something that is like all-encompassing, right? That simply means all of them, including the ones that are offering to want to save you from these other ones, right? So you wipe all of them out. A revolution. So then, in Rivers State, where the Wike is one error, mistake that happened to the state that should never have happened, but here they are. In that interview that Wike that we listened to earlier, talking about he's not happy that Tinubu saved Fubara by suspending him, humiliating him, and all that stuff undemocratically because it is illegal on its own. It's illegal. So the women in Rivers State are now doing their own BBOG. Yeah, hashtag BBOG. If you remember very well, right? BBOG, bring back our girls. Yeah, 2014, 2015. That was 2015, right? No, 2014. It was 2014. I remember now. Anyway, bring back our girls. It's called. Now they have they have revived the same hashtag now, but this time differently. It's now saying bring back our governor, BBOG. Here is one of them. Yeah, here is one of them.
Even at the height of provocation, you can see the place is still peaceful. Nobody's fighting. Even at the height of provocation. How is it that it is only in Rivers State that you suspended democracy? How is it that it is only in Rivers State that you're saying that our governor, the person that we went to the polls to elect, should no longer sit in government house? Who does that? It is an affront on democracy. It is a slap on our faces. It is telling us that we do not matter in the Committee of States of Nigeria. It hurts. It is grieving for me as a mother, as a Rivers woman, as a daughter. It brings me enormous grief. What are you saying to us? And we know that our president is somebody who stands for democracy. So we can't understand this. We can't understand it. It is something that is shocking. It is something that is unbelievable. It is something that is unacceptable. We hope that the president will very quickly bring back our governor. Because the man who is in government house, we don't know him. We don't know him. We don't understand who he is. We didn't vote.
I didn't vote for him, of course. But madam, you didn't dress the occasion. No? She was supposed to at least dress like somebody who is... Okay, I'll take that back. She's beautiful. All right. So that's the women. And there are more. You know, so be the second time in 3 days that the same women have been out. And here is, and they're also wearing red again. BBOG, bring back our girl. Bring back our governor.
Okay, this women protest in Port Harcourt. Jesus, so much crowd. Oh my Jesus. Yes. Oh my. I don't know. I think it's a protest. MB have conscience. Okay, I think it's a protest, ongoing protest. River State economy suffers under Ibas. Jesus. Oh, what's the crowd? Jesus. Oh my, see crowd. Wow. Yes, so we want him. Wow. Oh my guy, the safety.
That's massive, isn't it? From River State. Just to remind the rest of the world that even though they seem so powerless, and a lot of people seem to have moved on as well, but they haven't, because they are out there, right, to demand for an end to the illegality. Still peaceful though, you know. I don't think that's going to change anything, right? No chance. Let us go to middlebelt part of Nigeria. I don't know if you have heard. They said that there is new terrorist group called mahmuda, and they are operating in the middlebelt part of Nigeria. The same middlebelt where the Fulani terrorists have been wreaking serious havoc, slaughtering people. And it's been it's been escalating rather in the last few weeks. The recent time, we have had, you know, over 100 people, right? Over 50 people in Bokos, in Plateau State, in Bassa local government area of the same Plateau States. Over 51 people were also buried in this unmarked shallow grave. In Benue, the killing spree continued to go from one local government to another. Otukpo has been suffering this organized violence by the Fulani terrorists. I don't know if the Lakurawas have managed to also infiltrate the middlebelt part of Nigeria or mahmuda. They have already started attacking like states like Kwara State. They've covered about 3 local government areas in Kwara State where they have attacked, ransacked, killed, right, bombed villages, and people have been forced to move in Kwara, in Niger State. Again, about 2 local government areas have also witnessed their attacks from this mahmuda. In Benue State, Plateau State, like I said. There's this even, there's this recent attack, right? The one that was actually really captured, by the way, is on camera, okay? I am going to, give me a sec. Now, in a place called Otobi-Akpa, that's in Otukpo, right? And another community called another local government area called the Nkum local government area, right? So they have been witnessing the increase in the influx, in the influx of these organized Fulani terrorists. In one part of the towns and communities at Tigray, one of them, a young person, recorded the migration of these terrorists, this time some of them with their cows. But he said there were those who migrate by with their cows carrying AK-47, and there are others who also follow them on bikes. They couldn't get closer. 24 hours after that, communities that I mentioned this in these 2 local government areas, right? Otukpo and Nkum, it's called local government areas in Benue State. The 2 of them got attacked, and people were saying, trying to kind of like migrate to some far communities, not even neighboring communities, far communities, which they consider safe or not. Here in a combined video of videos, right, where the happenings were actually documented. I'm sorry for the quality of the video, by the way, right? This tells you or gives you the insight into what it is like in those communities. Please watch.
So this is the situation though. This is how they have been coming since morning. And all the headers, the ones in charge of the cows, all of them have AK-47. I can't, it's dangerous to go near. And this other group that will come on, pass on top of bike. Everybody will have carrying guns. They say they are going to chill to change. They are going to chill. It doesn't really make sense. If they go to Chilu, if they finish from Chilu now, it's not Soja man, it's Fulani man. If they finish from there now, we too, we don't just feel comfortable at all, sir. It's risky. It's a long queue. It's been like.
We are here in Otobi-Akpa. This is the village where the massacre happened yesterday, where they attacked yesterday. Here to move some people to Otukpo. See where the main junction there? Okay. Here to move some persons to Otukpo right now. Here to move some persons to Otukpo. Some persons are stranded here in Otobi-Akpa. We're here to move them to Otukpo. 3 people. We're here to move these persons from here. So we came with like 2 pickups so we can move them. We're here to move some persons to Otukpo. They can't stay here now. They can't stay here. This is Otobi-Akpa, where the herdsmen attacked yesterday. Yeah, I came all the way to move some persons to Otukpo straight up. So this was where the herdsmen came out from yesterday. That's what they just told me. From this bush. So this is Otobi-Akpa, and you can see people are stranded. So I came here to move some persons. We came with 2 pickups. We'll just try to see what we can do for these people, because they will be feeding. We'll take them right from here straight to Ochidoma Palace so that they will be there. Please, they will be feeding. They will need food. They will need to be all right. Please, guys, 1K, 2K, 3K. Let's just try and raise some personal funds for them and see how we can make life easy for them for the meantime. Just small food, you understand. They need to dey chop. You understand? Please, guys. Look at them. The pickup just came. 2 pickup. Nobody they sponsor this, so personal funds. See? You can see I drove all the way to this place. Look at them. Everybody are just struggling to leave this place, guys. Everyone are struggling. Man, I feel for my people deep down. Look at them. Look at people. This is Otobi-Akpa. You can see how people are rushing to get into the pickup. People will just, everybody wants to survive, guys. I'm right here at Otobi-Akpa, where the herdsmen attacked yesterday. So I came here today with pickups to move some persons to Otukpo so they can be safe properly. Otobi-Akpa is not far from Otukpo, just a few minutes from Otukpo. A lot of persons are still stranded here, and I wish we have more vehicles to pick these people from Otobi-Akpa. A lot of persons are still stranded here. Please, guys, I don't know what we can do. We're just doing between our might right now, but a lot of persons are still stranded. Please, we need to move a lot of persons from here, from where I am right now. Please, guys, please, we need more vehicles here. Please, and please. Moving with them gradually. So this mama fainted on our way. We are still here. So many arguments, but we are still here in front of Ochidoma Palace. We are still waiting, outside. They say they need permission from Ochidoma. We are outside the Ochidoma Palace. Them say that they seek for permission, so they can't let us in for now. So we are outside here waiting. People are not happy. We have been standing here for more than an hour at the Ochidoma Palace. We all came. Look at the people. They don't want to let us in. Our own father house. They never allow us enter for more than an hour now.
They are running to go and see another motor that carry dead body now. You can see them now. This is so wonderful. This is so wonderful. Hi, God. Look at people now. They are coming to see what Fulani people have done. They kill a lot of people. They are butcher people like animals. But still, Nigeria will say nothing is happening. You guys should come and see. They have killed a lot of people.
Yeah. Those are the real life victims of the news you probably have heard of. Fulani terrorist attack. You know what I mean? Those are the real life victims from the center of the way it is actually happening. You know, there is no government. After the terrorists came, attacked this community, killed as many people as they could, then they left. There is no emergency team to help those injured and recover the bodies of those killed. No, people have to do it themselves. Children have to grab the bodies of their parents. Parents have to grab the bodies of their children slaughtered by these terrorists, while they continue to live in the constant fear of these terrorists coming back. And in the fear of them, maybe they will come back because they are vulnerable. Nobody's going to protect them. They decided to leave their own ancestral lands. So just somewhere far away from home, as long as it is safe. What they don't understand is that there is nowhere safe. You know, it's sad though, you know. And then you have the supposed powerful GOs, Baba GOs, Mama GOs, and co. Right?
those ones who believes that their sky daddy will fight for the people. When it comes to their own personal safety, they invested heavily in that. Mama Gio, Baba Gio. Here is dunamis though. At least we can still manage this. Speaking up against these increased killings again. Like, what is going on? Here is one of the major Nigerian pastors.
Before I came for this communion service, for this message, I was literally so dampened. Wanted to wear traditional wear with white abada and babariga to do our wedding anniversary celebration, and I will preach in it. My wife was bringing it. I said, I'm not in a celebration mood. But for the preaching, I already announced, and so I'm going to preach. But I don't feel celebration when blood is flowing like water in the land. Blood flowing like water in Plateau State, Benue State, and Nuku State. I'm not in a celebration mood. We already announced this thing otherwise, but I'm happy that we preached the message. But I said, I'll just wear anything. I was meant to wear traditional, like I said. You have your farmland. Some people come to uproot cassava, agents of the devil from the pits of hell, to feed their animal. You said, why? They waste your blood on your father's land, the land of your inheritance. What evil did we do in this country that we have not had the solution to this matter? At times when you go out from nation to nation preaching, if not that we go with the mentality of, I am sowing the seed for deliverance for our own nation, you feel some shame. Like you have what to come and offer to our nation, what about your country? The devils come to steal, to kill, and these are human devils. Kill children in their sleep.
In their sleep. In their sleep. Children.
If security apparatuses are helpless, what is the root cause? What is the role of a nation's leadership as far as securing lives and properties are concerned? Where are we? What are we actually? Where are we?
Just be like the prophets in the Bible. Call the name of this terrorist, Fulani terrorist, Boko Haram terrorist. Let's start with that. By being honest, not politically correct, not just saying it, but say it that, like they did in the Bible when they had to say some certain things to the face of a supposed tyrant. Say it. What government do we have here? No. What is this Tinubu's government doing? Say his name. Oh yeah, we can manage that. Because in the absence of people speaking up, like people who should speak up for, especially for the Christians who have been so targeted and slaughtered again and again and again. So there should be, like, these GOs and all that, right? That should speak out and speak up, especially for the sake of their own shippies, right? Because as deadly as the Fulani terrorists as they are, under Boko Haram they had the Yeti Allah. Now under Tinubu, some group of guys came together and said they are like like something Fulani this or that. They are now setting an agenda for peace. If you do not want us to kill your people anymore, we'll give you the conditions for peace. How do Fulani give conditions to indigenous people that either rented land to them or the land they just allocated to themselves and turned guns on the indigenous people in those areas? How did Fulani become part of the indigenous people of a Plateau State? How? From where to where? How? Anyway, these ones don't give a shit, right? Those probably don't give a, Here is the terms for peace, according to this spokesperson for the Fulani terrorist in Plateau State. This is just for the Fulani terrorist Plateau State chapter. Their spokesperson and the condition for peace. You kill our cows, we'll kill 10 human beings.
but for peace to reign. Yeah.
Fulani organization in Plateau State, in the aftermath of the community invasion in Bokos that left many people dead, including women and children, issued a condition if peace is to reign in Plateau State, as yarned.
We demand the immediate removal of Commander Sector 5 Operation Safe Haven, Bokos Colonel Dauda Majem, for bias, unprofessional military conduct, inciting violence, inciting religious intolerance and bigotry, incompetence and violation of military ethics and constitutional provisions. We are demanding for the disbandment of the notorious and anti-Fulani squad, the state security outfit codenamed Operation Rainbow, arrest and prosecute her operatives involved in killing, maiming, arresting, and displacing Fulani communities in Bokos local government.
Fulani organization.
The vigilante group put together to go after the assailants, the terrorists, the Fulani terrorists. It's the same organization or the vigilante group that this organization is asking to be disbanded, members arrested and prosecuted for always going after Fulanis, Fulani communities. Fulani communities. Damn. How did that happen? I mean, people are going to say, see, earlier I saw a comment where somebody said Kwara is northern part of Nigeria. No, it's not. I mean, they say it's not a central, right? But North Central is the middle belt part of Nigeria. When you check the map very well, Niger, Kwara, here you get now. So then you take them in that middle like that. And you see all of them inside there. Plateau, Benue, Kogi, Kwara, Niger, the middle belt of Nigeria. So how did the Fulani become the part and parcel that they have communities in middle belt? And they say Fulani communities. You mean the Fulani terrorist camps where the local people, indigenous people, have been locked up few times though, right? Locked up after being kidnapped. And those are considered the lucky ones because Fulanis don't really keep prisoners per se, except to keep slaves. Yeah, I think they do that too. So how do they have communities that vigilantes would have to be disbanded and then arrested and prosecuted for coming after this, yeah? And I think that's the same question Eromose is asking.
Federal government keep telling the youth in Nigeria to go into farming. At the same time, encourage Fulani terrorists to go after the farmland of this individual. To farm in Nigeria is one of the most expensive things. Government does not grant loan to youth in southern Nigeria to farm. But Fulani terrorists will go to such farmland and destroy the crops, carry their cow. Sometimes you see them uprooting cassava. Sometimes you see them cutting down plantains, destroying the tubers of yam. And whenever some individual react, defend themselves, you see through court or police, the federal government will come after such individual. Have they sold us to this Fulani? There is no job in Nigeria. And there is no creation of job in Nigeria. No. There's no factory. There's no industry. Go to industry for the past 5 years, there have never been unemployment. None in any sector. But yet, this individual will take a loan to go into farming. Some will sell their one or two property to go into this farming. The crops will be destroyed. Government will not support them. That's the reason why you see in Uromi that day, 60 terrorists were deleted because of the angers of this individual. The Fulanis are kidnappers, they are rapists, they go after people's farm. What is it? What is it? These people try to Boko Haram. They fail. They are not using our forests to come after us. Cases are going on in Nigeria that the youth are not aware of it. Any state governor from the south that is not supporting the farmer, you don't understand what you're doing. You only have 8 years in office if you win re-election. If Court of Appeal or whatever court did not nullify your election, that's when you only spend 4 years. Go check some governors, some people who were governor 80s, 70s, 60s, even 90s. Some are broke today. Regardless of how much you acquire today, you will not be able to sustain it 9 to 10 years. Okay? Even some governor we had 1999 to 2007, they have no say today. No matter how much you steal. What is happening? Federal government is using Fulani to destroy our farmland. Is there anything behind these things that we do not know? There is something behind this thing that we do not know. We need to ask questions. All the farmers, they should be having association. They should be having weapons to defend themselves. Somebody that is not from your ethnicity, that is not your neighbor, that does not have farmland close to you, that do not reside in your community, will simply move into your farm and you are running away from your farm. This is a shame. This is atrocity. This is ethnic cleansing that is going on. Every state in southern Nigeria is suffering this thing. It's not a joke. It is not a joke. I believe that these Fulani terrorists have a bigger sponsor than even the federal government of Nigeria. If a Fulani herdsman is arrested, under 24 hours, he's a free man. But if a farmer is arrested, the farmer needs to sell his farmland to come and defend himself. Why is this a case? That I'm in my own territory, someone from Bono Maduguri coming to my land. I will not be borrowing money to release myself from what happened to my family? What will happen to my family? What will happen to my crops? What will happen to my community? If we allow such a thing, we prohibited the opening rearing of goat, cow, sheep, pigs in a land so that we can farm. Someone from Sokoto will move in all the way from Sokoto down to Esanland and be eating our crops. Terrorists was being deleted in Uromi with 30 million rifle, and they told you that they are hunters. Do we have interstate hunters in Nigeria? Someone should tell me what is happening in Nigeria. We can't continue like this.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that.
Again, for every news of happenings in Nigeria, there are victims, real life victims, who have become so hopeless. Like they have come to understand that this must be the system that is the weapon fashioned against them. It doesn't really take that much time to know. Even if you think you have money. Because like some people will say the reason why, the BS comes your way is because you're poor. You see, when you have a faulty, failed, corrupt, compromised system like you have in Nigeria, even the rich are not safe. And I'll keep reminding all of you that you are rich doesn't mean that you're safe. You probably just have enough money to fund your problems, or the problems that a failed system
We always push your way. Yeah. Terrible infrastructures, destroying your personal belongings, spending so much money on maintenance, and all that stuff, pretending that everything is fine. Then, to prevent yourself from being kidnapped, you get yourself some private security. You know, I mean, that's not enough. You decided to even get yourself a bulletproof vehicle, just in case, you know, you just don't know. And in all of that, right, it is just to get a good medical care. The one that you can afford, though, like you have money, don't forget to, you have money. Medical care. Then boom, Nigeria happened to you. Remember that guy called Salome? I think he's called Salome. The Salome guy who is a comedian, like a skit maker like that. Okay, you remember that guy that went to Turkey to do a nose surgery, Plateau? Anyway, you'll see his face very soon. He made a video. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is, number one, I empathize with him. We sympathize with him and his mom. Right. So he said that his mom is fine. Well, I mean, sorry, his mom was fine, and she has cancer, and then she's been going through chemotherapy and all of that stuff. So in a nutshell, money is not the problem, but the system. And somebody said, if this didn't happen to his mother, somebody like this guy and many like him will probably just keep making skits, jokes about every other serious stuff happening in that place because they are not really affected. But when they are affected, they will automatically come back to reality. I mean, life is not a skit, right? So the same content producer, I mean, content creators, you call them, who have sizable number of followers, young people, old people, name it. They will pretend that what is going on in that contraption doesn't really affect them. And if you dare try to call their attention to it, they will tell you, you want them to lose their brand. Acting like they are immune from the consequences of bad governance. Nobody is, including you watching me from abroad. You are not immune from the consequences, bad consequences of failed system. I am not immune. None of us is. You know what I'm talking about. There are some calls, there are some, you know, if your phone suddenly start ringing right now, you're going to go straight into panic mode. Hey, God. Why is she calling me? Huh. I'll pick your phone. This is my brother. What is today? Today is Friday. What is today's date? Oh, today is, no, you can't be calling me. Something must be wrong. You are so afraid of picking their call because you know that could be the worst news you have been trying to avoid, secretly telling yourself, right, that it's not going to happen to you. Then boom, Nigeria happened to you. And you are right there in that your comfort room, tearing your eyes out. That is what Nigeria is. None of us is immune. None of us. We probably can pretend more than one another. But in reality, right? Failed system, bad governance, corrupt, compromised system, right? Hurts everybody, including the rich. Salome.
Our medical team, the doctors of Nigeria, they are terrible. A lot of them are terrible. You can't believe that my mom, who was diagnosed of cancer, who is undergoing chemotherapy, who is seriously reacting to chemo at the point of death. In fact, we stay on the island, rushed her to a hospital in Orchid Road. Then I said, no, we have to take her back to Lutz, where she took her first chemotherapy shots. That we have to take her there. If not, she might not make it. If you see my mom now, she's a skeleton of herself. That she might not make it. They gave us a note. Do you know who took my mom to Lutz? The hospital refused to let her in. They now pointed us to a test center beside Lutz that we should go and do it. We now took the result back to the hospital. We took the result back to the hospital. They refused to let my mom in. They locked us outside the gates. They locked my mom and my younger sister and somebody else I sent to escort them. They locked them outside the gate of the hospital. I said, I've been calling and calling. Oh yeah, give the security man. Let this woman in. She cannot even stand. I literally backed my mom because I was the one who took her to the Orchid Road Hospital. My mom can't even stand. She's almost lifeless. But these guys are so unempathetic. The security man said no, they can't let her in. Until her result that she did in that lab is out 3 hours from now. And also, okay, please, can I speak to any doctor? They say it's only a doctor that can permit them to open the gates. Imagine leaving a critical patient outside the hospital, like outside the hospital, without chair, somebody that cannot stand, that they are backing my mom. Finally, if a doctor first came, please, can you collect the doctor refused to collect the phone. He just went out. Then the doctor, my sister said, told her that after the result is out in 3 hours' time. He came out. I was begging this doctor. This doctor said that, no, she has to stay outside. I said, okay, can you go and see my mom so that you will see, maybe you won't have pity. This guy literally walked out. And sometimes we will make content about how nonchalant doctors are, how unempathetic some doctors are, because I've made several content like that. You guys would think we are lying. They are so unempathetic. If somebody is ill in this Nigeria, the person can just die. You are seeing a lifeless woman that cannot stand. This is just me that, okay, I said, okay, I just went to pick some things at home. Calling them, use Uber, let me go and pick some things before I come to the mainland. Use Uber and take her there. For me to call, that's when I'm hearing all these things. I'm about driving from the island to the mainland right now. I'm about driving there, but I just said I should quickly make this video because before I reach that mainland, it will be more than 1 hour drive. So I said, let me drop this in. So if there's anybody that can help, those hospitals, they need to be checked. They are terrible. Look at the video, they just want to kill my mother in that loot. Somebody that is lifeless, you kept her standing outside, unattended to, until you can't even give her a bed to lie down. I wish you guys can see my mom's condition. You understand what I'm saying? The doctors that we took her to Orchid Road first, they were even shaking their head that they doubt she will make it. And this kind of person you told to stay outside without chair, without a bed, outside your hospital. Please, they should check. I don't know who is in charge. I don't know who I can talk to, but these doctors are terrible. I'm actually going there. Please, if there's anybody that can help, please, that has a connection with loot, because this country is like, if you don't have connection, if you don't know people, you just die here. So,
I know. It's a shame, isn't it? I've been there. There was this, my old woman, right, who had the diabetes. She was diabetic. And we noticed that she had these swollen legs. Sorry, swollen leg, one of her legs. So we decided to take her to Bobi. You know that Bobi, the orthopedic hospital in Yaba or so, right? So when we got there, initially it was fine, right? They kind of took her in, scan, and told us that, man, they would have to amputate her. Serious stuff. So that then took us an extra kind of like, persuasion and what have you, therapy and all that stuff to try to get her to agree. So in the process, right, they said that, okay, maybe I should just come straight. So the leg started kind of like smelling. And this was due to them abandoning her. They were like, there's nothing they can do. Once we are ready, indeed, they gave her a drip. That's the water that can, they gave her a drip, and that was it. That we should decide. Like they just left her. So when they now said that that leg is now smelling, they moved the bed outside the ward, just right there in the open in Bobi. They put her outside there like that for a whole day. The old woman was traumatized even to her death. Her children live abroad. Yeah? And they are my own uncles and aunties and all that, right? Brothers. So money wasn't a problem. You see? Accessing, it's called the standard affordable health care. You get that now? Affordable. So you can say, oh, because you're poor, because I don't have money. The guy is not even like begging for any money and say, please help me raise money. No. The issue is that the way they treated his mom jolted him so much that he believes that if he lost his mom, or if he loses his mom, that Nigeria healthcare system is responsible. And then he will become a villain forever. Unfortunately, there are many of us who have been victims of this. Our loved ones have been lost over simple mistake. There are very brilliant medical practitioners in Nigeria, from Nigeria, no doubt. Except that they are not, only few of them actually have access to standard medical equipment, kind of, right? There are people who have, who have record of saying that this one is so good. Or Nigerian midwives, fantastic. Or Nigerian trained doctors, brilliant. The moment they are able to touch, improved, standardized equipment in the Western world, they become gurus, so to say, right? But in Nigeria, Baba, when it is time, you will look at your money. Your money will look at you. You look at your money look at you. And then you have to part with it. It won't save you. You will see what will kill you right there, and you just be like, these people are just going to kill me. Damn. It's unfortunate. Our own princess, she's a recent victim, right? So she had this lost in a family. About somebody who was unwell, went to the hospital sometimes in December. 2 months later, less than 2 months later, this person suddenly just lost her consciousness. And before you know it, or more, it got to a stage that she was in coma. A youth copper, right? Who happened to be the only child of her parents. The other, anyway, she was unwell. They took her to the hospital. The same hospital that she was, like less than 2 months ago. Nobody diagnosed anything. They didn't see anything. But before you know it, right, they said this girl was bleeding from the brain. Now, it took them about 2 days to even get a doctor, a specialist, to come and take a look at her so that they could recommend surgery. Like almost 2 days. I was in the US then, and she was calling us. She was crying and tearing up. They made her deposited, over one. How much was that again, Princess? 1.5 million naira or something. She's deposited that. But if for somebody that they do not actually care if she's probably going to die or not, they knew she was going to die. So they didn't save her. The money couldn't save her. They ended up spending over 3 million naira on her. They still lost her. A very young, promising woman. There are people who have died like that. So how can you then become somebody who live in the West? This is why I just don't feel comfortable with the Abrodian Ronukus or the, what do you call them? The Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers. Yes, or this Abrodian Buhari idiots. The other day I was reading somewhere where somebody was like, healthcare is so affordable in Nigeria. There are people are now traveling from the UK, from the US to go and access healthcare in Nigeria. And others were like, it's true, healthcare in Nigeria, healthcare in Nigeria. When you stop by and do some medical checkup or a special procedure, right? Automatically they want you to believe that if you have money, you have access to the best health care. No, you don't. No, you don't. When they put the statistics down, you will see how vulnerable a lot of you are, even with your money. Right? So when they tell you about Nigeria, and you're like, well, it's none of my business, Jerry. It is your business. You're just not paying attention yet. Hopefully, just hopefully, you realize that before it is too late, and not you being the victim that we are trying to analyze, like we do all the time on the streets. And logically, right, there are so many things that when you try to want to study Nigeria. To those of you who always have solutions, if we try to say, okay, what is the solution? We don't need to break up Nigeria. Let me tell you something. If we try to do logic doesn't work in Nigeria. Nothing is logical. Everything there is just like, like people are just like in this kind of phase or something. It is a place where just anything goes. Banana Republic is more organized than what you have in that place. I mean, come to think of it. If you have people who decided that they are repenting from a particular act, that means I'm repenting, I've repented, I'm not doing it anymore. It simply means that they are asking for forgiveness by first admitting what they have done and then promising never to go back to it. But that particular thing is ruining and destroying the society, terrorism. So if you have repentant terrorists, the number one thing that actually should normally come out of that will be the extraction of information. Information about the activities of the sect, the terrorist group, and wherever they belong to, so that it saves you a lot of billions of your money on intel, right? It saves the lives of your soldiers too. The Fulani terrorists have been massacring the local indigenous people. The Fulani, the Boko Haram terrorists, they themselves have been increasing their own, terrorism as well, just like they're just coming back to life again. Then you have the Lakurawas, you have the ISWAPs. Now we have the mahmuda now. Mahmuda triangle, no, Bermuda, that one's Bermuda triangle, no, mahmuda, anyway. So you have all of these terrorists. And then you ask yourself, hello, when you secretly made plan to be releasing terrorists who waged arms against innocent people, and they have killed like hundreds of thousands of people in the campaign of over 11 years. Abba. There must be something positive that should come out of this, your repentant arrangement, but nothing. Rather, it was just like a scheme. People's lives have become become nothing, not almost. And then every now and then they flung it into all your faces and say, what do you want to do about it? Here is a group of terrorists graduating yesterday. All they have to do is to put their hands on the Quran and say they won't do it again. I no go do them again, or you are forgiven. That's it. And there is actually no single law in Nigeria that forgives terrorists. None. You get what I mean? But in Nigeria, how do you logically factor this into your logic of fixing that contraption? How can you add this?
Another batch of repentant combatants passed through the touch of self-conviction with a promise not to participate in any activity that is counter to the unity of the country.
Reflect back, I see that what I'm doing is not good. That is why I felt to just repent to the Almighty God and leave what I'm doing. It's better for me to stay in peace with everybody.
These are the 390 individuals who have entered the walls of Operation Safe Corridor through Nigeria's non-kinetic approach, which started in 2015 and its operation stretching beyond the northeast.
Go through a well-structured de-radicalization, rehabilitation, and reintegration program.
The process saw through the transformation of these individuals that are ready to partake in nation building.
I'm confident that based on the therapeutic interventions this set of clients have undergone under the proficiency and watchful eyes of the local treatment team, as well as the Big 5 infantry tools that was administered to them, they have been inculcated with positive virtues.
However, the stories of the resurgence of activities of these groups are begging for answers if the program is relevant in tackling insurgency.
We need to redouble our efforts. If you go to sleep, even if your enemy doesn't want to attack you, he will attack you. And so the military is doing very well. The various agencies are doing very well. The state governments are collaborating with everybody. But we need to double our efforts.
Prayer that as we reintegrate them into.
They are all doing very well, but the bodies are piling. Don't forget that. In Nigeria, the Nigerian police, they have equipment to some extent. They even have a chopper. Not one, not two, 3 choppers. So you would expect that surveillance kind of would be the reason why they have choppers to fight crimes, right? Nah. They use the police choppers for VIP. Okay, police IG goes about in one. And some of their friends, depends. You can also go in one. Then the other senior police officers, they have other one on standby, which is also to serve the police hierarchy, the senior ones. There's never a training on how to use a police chopper, right? For surveillance, of course. No, it's for pleasure. It was somewhere in Idonre, have you waited they call this place? And of course, Omolomo, police IG, your illegal police IG, right? Was somewhere called the police college, right? I think Idonre, I've been Nigeria, I don't know. In a chopper.
The Inspector General of Police is about now leaving the arena for the heliport, where the helicopter will take off for the Abuja-bound flight. And this marks the end of the activity of the commissioning of the Nigerian Police Intelligence College, Share. Praise God. Praise God. Praise God.
Amalomo. Share. Iboni Share, no. Is that not supposed to be in Kwara? Anyway, that's their police IG. And yeah, talking about the police. There's a report earlier today that Remi Ahmed Tifnumbu's wife, Nigeria's Vex lady, that a convoy killed a 7-year-old girl in Akure today. Even though the news kind of was like so early. Anyway, so the police have come to defend Remi Tifnumbu by saying, no, that story is not true, right? So the report earlier said a convoy that passed and sped through Akure, the state capital of Ondo State, overran a little girl. Not so little, but a little girl, 7-year-old girl. And she was immediately rushed to the hospital, but she died. They confirmed her dead on arrival. So the news then broke into the media where everybody was like calling her out, what the heck, and all of that stuff. But the police came to her defense. They said, no, that's not what happened. It was one unmarked Lexus Jeep that hit the girl. And it was after Tifnumbu's wife passed. It wasn't in the convoy. So what happened to that Lexus chip? Hit and run. Did you get him? Here is the police defense. Now, if I ask you, who would you believe? The people that said that convoy, but there's no evidence. Or the police that says they did an investigation and it was one unmarked, no license plate, right? Unmarked Lexus, just to exonerate the vexed lady. Now, I'll leave you to it. The police defense.
Yesterday, the first lady was around and she was received at Akure Airport. Unfortunately, I was among the officers that was at the airport to receive her, and I was equally also in the convoy that took her from the airport to the dome where she had her first event. After her convoy had passed, after the road closed, we heard of an unfortunate incident that a white Lexus Jeep hit a 10-year-old girl at Obale. The DPO drew my attention to that, and I went there in person. And while there, I met eyewitnesses and the relatives of the deceased. The eyewitnesses I met there confirmed that the vehicle wasn't in the First Lady's convoy, and that they even made efforts to pursue the white Lexus. But unfortunately, being a fast-moving vehicle, they could not catch up with him. And the relatives of the deceased had that. I commiserated with them and equally told them that after the whole event, I'll be there to pay them condolence visit. That's exactly what happened. It was a big surprise to me when in the evening time, somebody sent some publications to me, revealing that one of the vehicles in the First Lady's convoy went out of his way to go and hit that innocent girl. That's blatant lie. I will even refer to it as a diabolical lie. Nothing like that. Yes.
So I ask you again, without any further evidence, would you say the unmarked white Lexus was not part of Remi Wirepe's convoy as postulated, as revealed by the Commissioner of Police? Without evidence, by the way, again, who would you believe? That Remi Wirepe's convoy killed a child, even from the description given by the police commissioner in itself, which, kind of like, what do you think? White, unmarked Lexus car. That's convenient. So that means they are not looking for any, because you can't see any white Lexus car now, right? And they just go and stop it. I don't know, like maybe. But he said they've done an investigation. No, they haven't. Anyway, I'll leave you to that. But there is this SOS from a lady who just, bring it to our notice that there are Nigerians who are currently being held in Cape Verde. And according to her, they've done nothing wrong. And the rest of us should know what's going on in that part of Africa. It's a West African country, Cape Verde. Here.
This is a case of emergency. Some Nigerians are presently being detained in Sao, Cape Verde. So I have few friends that are in Cape Verde right now, stranded in Sao Airport. They have been detained for the past 4 days without any tangible explanation. So a group of 5 arrived together. They are going to Cape Verde for vacation. They've been exploring Senegal, Gambia, and they also decided to do Cape Verde. Cape Verde is an island country in West Africa. So it is visa-free for Nigerians. So you don't need a visa to travel to Cape Verde. So these Nigerians arrived at Sao in Cape Verde and they were detained. 5 group of friends that are traveling together. They also added 2 other Nigerians to them. So these independent Nigerians, the other 2 are traveling alone, but they added them to the group of 5 and detained every one of them together. Now, I don't have an issue with you refusing to let people enter your country. You know, you don't want them to enter your country. It's fine. You know, send them back. But why would you detain people, put them in an unthinkable situation to the extent that you're even applying violence? So one of them is a friend of mine, and right now she's experiencing health challenges. How did it get to this stage? So please, anyone you know, anybody that you can tag, that you can, if you know anybody, you can send their contact to my DM. Please, we need help. We need help getting these people out of this situation. Let them send them back to Nigeria if they are not going to allow them into Cape Verde. They are not criminals, and they should not be treated like criminals. So please, tag anybody you can tag anybody you know. We all need to stand up and say something about it, because it is another person today, it may be you tomorrow. Please, as Nigerians, let's tag, let's share. Everybody needs to hear this. Nigerians are stranded in Sao Cape Verde as we speak. They are being detained. No tangible explanation on why they are being detained. Please, we need help. Please, thank you.
The great youth of Nigeria.
Great.
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 Greatest, yo.
Now you have heard, and hopefully Abiku Dagboru will not kind of like remember that we call her Abiku Dagboru, and then she will go right to help this, because she's created an organization called NIDCOM, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. She created that. Seriously. When they say that Oyewale, Oyeni, Oyeshiku, Oyeni, Oyetitongon, Oyeni, and that she believes that she's doing all of us a great deal of favor, right, by pioneering the commission. If you run into any trouble, especially if you are transiting or if you are just like a travel vlogger or something, whatever it is, so the next place you have to reach out to should be the embassy, and then maybe Abiku, or you're on your own. But that's the saddest part, you know, like the way the world sees you comes from the characters that represent you, the ones that you call your leaders, the dealers, the rogues, the criminals that you call your own leaders. The rest of the world will continue to disrespect you. Because of that green passport, they will keep disrespecting everybody, parading themselves as Nigerians, by the way, all of us. Yeah. And you do have nobody to really say, that is wrong. How dare you do that to the giant of Africa, the crippled giant of Africa, the giant of Africa. Living on old glory. Do you understand? You know Nigeria. Like, you come and disgrace Washa, right? You're talking, you are shouting at and yet the greatest Nigeria always your president. You are not even ashamed. Pow. You know? Greatest Nigeria by Yansh. For those ones who are supposed to be the future leaders, right? From what we gathered,
But before I even get to that, that one happened somewhere in northern Nigeria. But this one happened in Lagos. So they have something called the NNPC Cooperative. So they are fighting over leadership. I think some group of people are trying to take over the leadership, but other people who are in charge have locked up the center where they usually host their meeting. And then this happened outside their supposed cooperative. Now leadership also.
Throwing us out of our hostel. They are throwing us.
My boss, you can ask me that. My own is to guide the property of cooperative here. Understand? No problem, no problem, no problem. So those are the people that said they are allowing him to break it. Yes.
You are not supposed to.
Okay, I will slap you. Do it.
Do it. I want you to kill me.
Okay.
You are a thief.
Okay.
You don't think your police number. Where's your police number?
You are calling me thief.
Yeah.
You are calling a policeman a thief. No problem. You are calling me a thief. You have even slapped me. You are calling me.
It's called leadership torso. Allow everywhere, because if it was said to, because peace anywhere, you know, if somebody tells you that let us enjoy this peaceful, where? Well, peaceful. Probably the peace is right there in your head, you know, like people can imagine things, you know, when you are in the midst of this kind of chaos, and all of that stuff from left, right, and center, and somehow you are still existing, even though despite all you have been through, right? So some people just zone out. Just imagine that they are somewhere doing a roller coaster in a park and all that. Meanwhile, the entire their surrounding is inflamed. Maybe that's why some of you feels like you have any peace in that contraption. There is no peace. It's imaginary. There is none. Every day. Not even for students. It's nursing school students. Woke up this morning in Niger State, right? So they woke up this morning to an eviction, not notice, eviction process. In shock, one of them made this video. Like, why would they do this to us in our school? What kind of a thing is this? It is called Nigeria, my dear.
Throwing us out of our hostel. They are throwing us.
Take a look at the environment where these children are being trained in nursing, while you watch our lamentation.
Throwing us out of our hostel. They are throwing us out because they want to remove. They are throwing us. Even us, people that are living far, coming from far places to school in Niger State, they are throwing us out of our hostel because they want to renovate. And we are in school sections. They are throwing us out of the hostel. Look at our room. They threw us out of the hostel. They threw everybody out of the hostel. Jesus. They are throwing us. They are even scattering everywhere. They are spoiling our properties, throwing us out of our hostel. Jesus Christ. See, they are throwing us out of our hostel. School of midwifery, look at what they are doing to us. They are throwing us out of our hostel. Look at people's children stranded, nowhere to go. And this kind of thing go lead, they go fuck person between give and belly.
See, she's already telling us. And this kind of thing go make another maybe they go give and belly. I mean, if they can't afford hostel money, some of them would have to like leave and never come back. Just like, what's the essence? Oh, I'll go and do nursing. I'll go and do this nursing training. I will do freedom later. There's nothing, I mean, there's no much difference. Nursing school at the, what do you call that one? Abiwere Clinic, which is the one that is next to your house. There's no much difference. It's all the same. How the system actually really destroys our own. It's Nigeria. I said all the time. I said Nigeria is a place where dream goes to die. Except if you have a special skill and then you could build a dream in criminality, you are likely going to succeed, or else you'll be another victim. Okay. The other day we were talking about, in fact, it's two, I mean, there are actually two, right? So the other day we were talking about the killing of an EFCC official somewhere in Anambra State. Do you remember? Director Scott. And everybody kind of like had their own opinion on that. Those who had their own different think pieces. No, it's illegal. You cannot shoot. They can break into any house. They don't need warrant. They don't blah, 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 blah. Last, the guy died. The person that killed him is in jail right now, of course. Not because that the court says it should be, but it's because the system wants to make an example of him. People started reminding them that, do you remember when you made that announcement that night operations are banned by the EFCC? So why are you still doing night operation? Because it is Nigeria, my dear. It's a lot less place. It's not funny, right? So one artist, they call him Mr. Peter or something. He made a video where the EFCC came to his compound and they started arresting every occupant, their tenants, in this collection of flats. Those are service flats in Lagos. So the way it works, don't sit down there and think, but they're just doing their work now. Like you see this FBI in America, I think MI6 or Scotland Yard here in the UK. So before they effect any arrest, they have all of their evidence. That is not how these guys work. They can be passing one of them, right, off duty, maybe passing through this road and just look into a compound and see like, oh, look at all these fine cars in this compound. There is no way that we won't find, even if it's one person that is into shady business in this compound. Look at all their cars now. There is no report, there is no evidence of any crime committed or nothing. No, just randomly. So they will now come in the middle of the night. All right? So they believe that once they begin to bust everywhere, and they arrest, let's say, 10 people, there is a chance that one person may be into one shady deal. And if there is none who is into any shady deal, well, thanks for coming. Sorry that we have to come and bust into your house, but you have to bail yourself out. You are not going home for free. 2 million naira, 10 million naira, 5 million naira. They will start billing them. That's how they operate. It's not like they are trying to end any form of a crime per se. You see, those who fail to pay them are those ones you go see their face for crime fighter. Those who don't get money, those who have money, go see their face for crime fighter. Tell me something I don't know. You know that song? That is what that means. That's how they fight crime in that place. Because somehow, even the investigating agencies themselves, right? They seems to be afraid of these criminal politicians. I don't know, except because most of the time they have to tell them to do it. So me, president, I'll tell you, yeah, go and take that one. Then suddenly they will just find all the energy. They'll find all the, but that as an independent investigating agency or investigative agency, right, doing their job, that's not their own deal, But that's the part where we know that they are not doing their job. except that they are milking the system, taking advantage of the rotten system to feather their own nest. So when people tell you that, oh, Benny, I don't go, I'm off to Canada. I don't know if some of you remember some of those posts. Africa Wawa, you are a regular on Twitter. Same with the director's court. Yima, you probably will understand this too, or you have seen a lot of that too, especially on Twitter, on Facebook, right? People will post and say, once they give them their visa, and that's them leaving for Canada, for America, they will say, bye-bye you, all the evil you have done. Nigeria, all the evil you have done to me, I've had enough of. So bye-bye. Let the last person that leaves Nigeria, make them close make them lock the door, turn off the light. And if you don't turn it off or you don't lock the door, now your own issue with that. Simply because Nigeria has been taken over by a bunch of unfit, incompetent freeloaders, chancers, parading themselves as the elites of that contraption. They've seized power. They've taken over treasuries of different states, of, name it. The entire system is more or less like a shared among themselves. So you now have miscreants, cretins, name it, who are now running things. So they say the worst of Nigeria are now those representing Nigeria. And no wonder the place is currently in its worst place, or is it at its worst place right now? Nevertheless, right, there are some who are very much passionate miscreants. You will see some of them, especially in Edo State. Since Otukpo LG became their governor in Edo State, right, he has shown to us that there is no law, right, that the sort of ridiculing of an institution can go, especially where you see the upgrade for political touts and all that. Like I said, right, this is the system. These are the guys in charge of the contraption. Whether they can speak better English, dress well to hide their own agbero, or they just take off the entire mask, right? This one seems to be the passionate ones for their own part role in all of this. Nigeria, from Edo State, right? Here is a guy called Otukpo LG's hype man. They call him Commissioner of Hype and Entertainment. Here.
Another one. Another one. Akpako. Rescue. For the second time. For the second time. Akpako. God bless Senator Monday Okpawolo. God bless Akpako Rescue. No matter. When we first got record the don't lie. For inside government house, you have bring 100 bucks for 100 days. They said Allah said what should I give politicians? But today, another 50. Don't come again. Don't line again. Come 150 buses. They showed them. No matter. Miracle walking governor. People will say, I don't know the walk. I don't know the walk. I don't walk. Another 50 bus. But I don't lie. What Bako don't bring again? Inside insecurity vote. Is this not a blessing to everyone? It's a blessing, no. Is this not a blessing? It's a blessing, no. They say, the time where Abatopa say, with that stupid boy, we're going to fulfill the record. He said, I don't lie. Say, we said they want bring bus come and don't lie. They don't bring bus come and don't lie. Say, see glass and say, I don't lie. Now they say, when Bako finish, they go see her. The way the man want for his side, he said the boss never correct. Enough he go past boss for that can play. That's why they wait for the appropriate time when the bus go complete, and they say the bus na 200. Then now 150. 150. I don't 150.
Confirm.
No,
Video there.
See all the bus.
See the buses.
See bus.
Follow
See
us.
bus.
I don't people. This is a reality.
No matter. No matter.
This is not MOU government.
No, this is Ahmad. Boss, oh yeah. See bus.
See bus.
See bus.
See them. Show them. Show them. Show them. Show them the bus. 50 buses.
Hey, I go bus. Hey, Tomato.
Akpako. On a des yeux, $1. $1.
Bro, Ozu, so that when you turn 45, I be 50, you know, go shout, no mind them, Akpako, Edo lied, 150 buses, this and that at that age. You don't need my advice. I just offered it. All right? So may everybody try a day, all right? Thank you so much for your time, everyone. I'm going to see you again when I see you, okay? Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And happy, is it Good Friday, right? Happy Good Friday. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. ìgbádìyẹ àníyàn sọ́ra bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o àníyàn sọ́ra bí gómìnà kówó jẹ àníyàn sọ́ra ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá àníyàn sọ́ra aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o àníyàn sọ́ra òkúra olóṣèlú àníyàn sọ́ra ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì àníyàn sọ́ra Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.